Maayong buntag kaninyong tanan in Lumad language. In English, ibig sabihin, good morning to all. So we are the group who will be presenting the Lumads of Mindanao. And in this presentation, makikilala natin kung sino nga ba ang mga Lumad people, ano ang kanilang mga culture, ano yung mga problems and challenges na kinakaharap nila during this time. But before anything else, I just want to give an interesting fact corner about sa mga Lumad. So did you know that the word Lumad, it was first formally used in 1986 during the Mindanao Indigenous Peoples Conference to unify different indigenous groups under one identity. So kung makikita natin, yung mga Lumad people, mayroon silang malaking ginagampanan when it comes to our indigenous community dito sa Philippines. Now let's move on. So mostly, makikita natin yung mga Lumad communities sa Mindanao, highlands at rural areas. Katulad nga na nakikita natin dito sa map, merong Bukidnon, Davao at Agusan at South Cotabato. Like for example, yung mga Tibuli, makikita natin sila sa Lake Cebu, South Cotabato. And yung mga Manobo naman, makikita natin sila sa Agusan at Bukidnon. So, interesting fact ulit, yung Lake Cebu, it is a home of Tibuli and one of the most beautiful natural tourist spots in the Philippines, known for its 7 waterfalls. So, now let's move on. So, who are the Lumad? Okay, so yung salitang Lumad, it means native or katutubo. They are the non-Muslim and non-Christian indigenous peoples of Mindanao. And they have 15 ethno-linguistic groups katulad ng Manobo, Bagobo, Tibuli, at Bilaan. So kung iisipin natin, parang counterpart sila mga Ifugao sa Luzon at Ati sa Visayas. Pero ang uniqueness nila, rooted sila sa Mindanao culture. So, when it comes to their cultures and traditions, isa to sa pinaka-rich na aspect ng Lumad life. Meron silang epics, meron silang folk tales, and they have also mga chants, ganon, mga awit-awit music. So, sa example ng epics nila, meron silang tinatawag na ulahingan. So, the ulahingan, it is a poetic epic of the Arumanen Manovo people telling stories of the hero Agyo and his family, the journey to an earthly paradise called Nelendagan. And another example is Tuwaang. This epic was created by Bagobo people. It focused on the adventures and exploit of the hero Tuwaang. Ayan. Sa chants naman nila, it is often used in music, rituals, and to transmit important cultural and historical knowledge with different tribes. Example nito, yung Tudom. So, itong Tudom na to, it is a melodic ritual chants that was performed by some Lumad group. So, ibig sabihin, hindi naman lahat. Particularly ng mga Manobo people. It is to express emotions and ideals, preserve collective knowledge, and connect with spirits. They also have folk tales. So, mayroon silang tinatawag na Bungkatol Habulawan. So, Bungkatol Habulawan, it is a Higaw-known legend where a hero named Tawaga travels to Manila to bring back golden cane, symbolizing the laws and custom that unite people. So, kung i-compare natin, kung sa Luzon, mayroong maglalatik at sa Visayas naman, mayroon silang Ati-Atihan Festival. Sa Mindanao naman, mayroon silang Lumad dances and rituals which is nagpapatunay ng deep cultural roots nila. And before anything else, before I give the presentation kay Miss Karani, gusto ko lang ulit mag-iwan ng isang interesting fact corner, which is yung Lumad dances, it often imitates daily life or animals. Some mimic birds, farming, or hunting. Parang storytelling lang siya through movement, gano'n, diba? Sa mga sayaw-sayaw nila. So now let's move on with another presentation, and let me call Miss Jewel Karani for that.
So now, let's talk about their geographic and environmental setting. So, Lumads primarily prepare to live in upland mountains, mountain range, river, basin, and forested areas. So, meaning to say, they prepare location that has a presence of water and has a cultivated land, wherein they can cultivate their crops. And specifically, they can be found in Pantaran Mountain Range, Bukidnon Plateau, and Agusan Marshland. So these areas are rich in natural resources and biodiversity. In terms of their way of life, they depend heavily on environment, meaning to say they practice agriculture such as planting crops for foods and hunting, fishing, and gathering. Noted that this kind of fish can be found in fresh waters. So this hunting provide them meat, fish, and wild food. And they also practice wooden farming, which is kaingin, in order for them to cultivate their land. So which is given that they live in the forest. So the main crops they grow are root crops, rice, corn, which are staple food.
Next is the unique traits and distinguishing features. So, una na dyan ang social structure. So, their communities are led by datus or ito tinatawag nilang chief. And by naman is ito yung council of elders. So, ang decision-making process nila is communal. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang iisa yung nagde-decide or nagde-decision. Parang everyone is consulted through their batasans or ito yung tinatawag nilang batas nila, which is the customary law. So, this show na democratic in their own way ang kanilang traditional governance. So, next is the art and craftsmanship. So, the Lumads are world-renowned for their tinalak weaving, especially by Tiboli. So, their clothing is very colorful with embroider or yung may mga nakatahi and beadwork that show social status. So, para sa kanila, ang art is not just for decorations, it represents identity, pride, and even spirituality. So, speaking of spirituality, most Lumads are animistic. So, ibig sabihin, they believe in spirit of nature, ancestor, and sacred site. So, they see rivers or mga ilog, mountains, and forests as sacred. So, when development projects enter their lands, and it's not just lands lost for them. So, pag may mga nawawala silang mga lands, is hindi lang parang land yung nawawala sa kanila, pati na rin ang spiritual.
Okay, now we're gonna talk about the challenges and current issues faced by our Lumad brothers and sisters in Mindanao. Alam niyo naman yung mga Lumad, sila yung mga indigenous peoples natin doon, and grabe yung mga pinagdaanan nila, kagaya na lamang ng land displacement. So imagine yung mga ancestral lands nila, kinukuha para sa mining, logging, agribusiness plantations, and infrastructure projects. Parang, teka, saan sila pupunta, diba? Paano yung mga kabuhayan nila? It's not just about losing their homes. It's about losing their entire way of life. Yung culture nila, diba? Tapos, yung conflict and militarization, grabe rin. Maraming Lumad communities ang napapagitnaan sa mga armed conflicts between government forces and insurgents. Imagine, diba, yung mga bata hindi makapag-aral kasi nga may gyera. Diba nakakatakot yon? It disrupts their lives. It causes displacement and leads to human rights abuses. Sobrang delikado talaga. And another one is education and discrimination. Napakalimitado talaga ng access ng edukasyon nila. So, meron din daw na mga Lumad schools ang pinapasara daw dahil sa political issues. Parang ano ba yan, di ba? Halimbawa, may mga schools na sinasabing rebel training grounds daw, kaya sinasarado. So, yung mga bata, walang access sa edukasyon. And plus, nakakaranas pa sila ng cultural discrimination and marginalization. Parang they're being told na yung culture nila hindi importante. And another one is yung cultural erosion. Dahil sa modernization and migration, nanganganib yung traditional way of life and languages nila. Parang unti-unting nawawala yung pagkakakilanlan nila. And we need to do something about it. Let's celebrate their resilience and say with pride, mabuhay ang mga Lumad, mabuhay ang Pilipinas.